Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. I'm going to do a detailed review on this Mr. Coffee DRX23. This is a really nice coffee maker. It's programmable, 12 cups. It's got a really nice display for the time, green digits, light up really nice, not too bright. It's got delay brew, that's what they call if you want to start the coffee in the morning. You set the time right here. And if you simply just want to brew a pot of coffee right now, you just come up here and hit the on button and that starts the brew process. And then you can stop it. This does have an automatic 2 hours. If you leave the coffee pot on for 2 hours, it will shut it off automatically. That keeps the pot from burning your coffee in the pot. So it's got a really nice coffee. I like this pot. Up here, takes your standard filter arrangement. You've got this filter basket that comes out. It's got that plunger in the bottom so that you can take the coffee pot out, pour you a quick cup and put it back in, and that'll stop the brew process for a little bit. It's got this handy little feature, so when you put your coffee grounds in, on some coffee pots you gotta make sure you put the brew nozzle back over the coffee grounds, but if you forget on this Mr. Coffee, it's got this little thing here so that when you close the lid, it moves the brew head for you, so that's really nice. It's got little overflow, so if you fill it up too high, it's going to go out those little holes there. Pretty standard, kind of mostly plastic. It's got a nice burner pad. It's got a window sight on each side. That's kind of nice. It's got some cord storage, which is really nice, kind of a standard length cord. So this model may or may not have come with this part. This is a water filter. This is a charcoal water filter, and you have to rinse this off before the first time you use it to kind of get the charcoal dust out of it, but then you're going to install it in here, turn it over. Now this little dial here is for the months. You're going to put the selector on what month you install it. They want you to change this filter every 2 months. And the location that this filter goes is, it's on top of the filter basket. And I'm going to show you that here. You're going to hold it, and it just kind of sits there in place. And then when the brew head's over it, the hot water is going to go through this charcoal filter before it gets to the coffee grounds. Okay, so it takes standard coffee filters, 8 to 12 cup coffee filters. We're going to put our coffee filter in. That's how it goes. Most coffee pots say to use 1 tablespoon of coffee per cup of coffee you're going to make. I'm going to make 12 cups. That's almost 3/4 a cup of coffee. That's a little strong for me. I use a pretty good heaping 1 or 1/2 a cup of coffee. So we're going to put our coffee in. And then this is when you would put the water filter in. You'd have to put it on top of the filter, and it would sit there like that. This is kind of a pain having to take that on and off every time. I'm not going to use it this time. So we're going to make sure if we don't remember to push this over that the lid's going to do it for us. We got to put our water in. Don't spill it all over like I did. Okay, then we're going to put our coffee pot down here. Make sure we close the lid. And we want to do a coffee pot now, so we're just going to come over and hit the on button. That's going to start the brew process, and I'm going to time it. Okay, so it's been about 6 minutes. We're right at the 6 cup mark. That's pretty standard, takes about a minute per cup. I want to show you that pause brewing. So say you want to get a quick cup of coffee right now. You can take this out. It's got that plunger that comes down and stops the water from coming out. And you can pour yourself some coffee. And then it just continues when you put it back in. And then we'll show you how it's brewing. Yeah, it's doing a pretty good job with the coffee filters. So towards the end of the brew process, you do get quite a bit of steam coming up around the lid. And this is pretty hot to touch, so be careful. We're just about done. Okay, so that took about 12 minutes, and we've got almost up to the 12 cup mark. You're never going to get quite up to the 12 cup because I only put in 12 cups of water and you lose a little bit to steam. But if you open it up, this is really hot, so be careful. But there's the coffee grounds, and it looks like it did a pretty good job with coffee grounds. So now let's pour some and check the temperature. We'll see how this coffee pot pours. Pours pretty good if you take it nice and easy. 150, 164, 5s. Yep, that's about standard for a cup of coffee. And this coffee tastes really good. This is just a really simple coffee maker that makes pretty good coffee. And I'm going to show you how to program and set the time on this Mr. Coffee coffee maker. This is the model DRX23. So this has, they call it delay brew. So if you want to start your coffee at 5 o'clock in the morning, we're going to show you how to use that. But first, anytime these things lose power for more than 10, 15 seconds, you're going to lose your time and your setting for the delay brew. So the first thing we got to do is set the time. And you're just going to merely come up here and hit the hour. So if you ever accidentally hit these buttons, you're going to be changing the time. So we're going to put it the time. It only has a PM indicator. So it is 4:10. Actually, it's 4:10 p.m. Okay, so 4:10 p.m. and now the time is set. So now let's say you want to wake up in the morning with coffee at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're going to hit, this says set delay. You're going to hit this button, but you have to hold the button in. If you let go, it goes back to normal time. So hold the button in and change the hours. And remember, there's only a PM light. So 5 a.m., let's do 5:10. 5:10 a.m. And when I let go, it goes back to normal time. Now I've got to do one more step. I've got to come over here and hit this delay brew. I don't turn it on or off. I just come over and hit this delay brew. That lights that little bitty light that says delay. So I know that at 5:10 a.m. this coffee maker is going to start. Make sure you've got your water and your coffee in it and it'll be ready to go. Now let's say you want to check. I can press this button and it tells me what time it's going to start, and it doesn't disable the delay brew. Now say later in the day you don't want a coffee in the morning. You just come in, oh, you got to go over, you got to hit this off button. So if you hit the off button, it takes the delay brew off. Let's say you want to start again, just hit the delay brew. I want to check the time. Okay, that's going to start at 5:10. So mainly the main thing you want to make sure is that delay brew light is on. It's a little bitty, but that's the only indication you got that this thing is going to start making coffee at that time. Now we're going to show cleanup. Cleanup is really simple. You got to move this out of the way, and it's got these little ears on the side. This could be hot, so be careful. You can pick this filter basket up. It's not going to drip on you because it's got that plunger on the bottom. But then you can take this to the trash can and just dump out that filter. So cleanup is really simple. This is your filter basket. I just rinse mine off about every third time. I'll throw it in the top shelf of the dishwasher. Same with the coffee pot. These three parts are all dishwasher safe. And that's it for cleanup. Okay, so I'm done with the review. This is just a really nice coffee maker. Mr. Coffee's, they just kind of know how to keep it simple. Everything's kind of convenient. The only thing that's not convenient is that water filter. If you're really into water filters, there are some that are a little easier than this, but this is just such a simple, convenient coffee maker. I just can't stress Mr. Coffee's really got that down, and it makes a really good cup of coffee. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.